Perhaps the earliest mention or reference regarding exile for the Jewish people is to be found at the beginning of the Torah in Genesis chapter 15. It is there where the Torah describes to us the eternal and unconditional covenant between God and Abraham, where he promises the land of Israel is to be given to the Jewish people. And it is in this special, unique covenant, in that moment, where God tells Abraham the following: "Know for sure that your descendants will be foreigners in a land that is not theirs, and the people will enslave them and oppress them for 400 years. Now that was a reference for the future exile of Egypt. Now, in generally speaking, the Jewish people have gone through 4 exiles post-Exodus. They are the exiles of Babylon, the exile of Persia, Greek, and the Roman, which continues until the present day. So our sages teach us that in a verse prior to that verse mentioned above, there is a reference to these 4 exiles. And the verse there tells us that as the sun was about to set, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and he was overwhelmed by a dark and ominous dread. So the sages teach us that those last few words in Hebrew, the Ema Chashecha Gedola, which mean a dark and great fear, Nofelas Allah, fell upon Abraham. It is in those words that is a reference to each one of these exiles. The word Ema, fear, is a reference to the exile of Babylon. Chashecha, the darkness, refers to the exile of Persia. Gedola, the great one, refers to the exile of Greek. And finally, Nofelas Allah, where it fell upon Abraham, that last 2 words is a reference to the exile of Romans, which continue until the present day. More about exile and this bond will be explained in the future lessons.